In Dungeons & Dragons, what is Depthsight? GameMasters here, and in my Discord, fellow YouTuber Seraphis and I were recently chatting about an artificer-made item called the Cannith Goggles. They vaguely resemble vintage welding goggles and allow the wearer a +5 bonus to search checks. Plus, if the wearer is an actual artificer and they power them up, then with a first level infusion, then they would act as if you had dark vision. There's a bit more to these goggles, but today's video is going to concentrate on Depthsight. Before we define what Depthsight is, I want to add a touch more context. There is a variant of these Cannith goggles that allows the artificer to add in the ability to give the wearer true seeing, and that is where my mind went wandering. What if we gave these goggles something new, something fun? And this is where my mind went to. Twin Peaks, the TV show from the early 1990s. In that show was a psychiatrist called Dr. Jacoby, and he is easily recognized because of his sunglasses. One side held red lens and the other side held a blue lens. Even 25 years or so after the first episode aired and they did Twin Peaks The Return, he continued to sport these red and blue lensed sunglasses. He didn't wear them because he had a duality between being a Democrat and a Republican, but instead because of the nature of how 3D glasses worked. When looking at a red and blue image called an anaglyph, you could see that the image in a three-dimensional way. But being a psychiatrist, he felt that they allowed him to see things how they really are. And this has always struck me as funny, Harry, anytime I see red and blue lenses. So I thought, what if we made a variant of the Cannith Goggles variant and made them to where we have one red lens and one blue lens? And that's how I came up with Depthsight. And while the Cannith Goggles can be infused with Depthsight, Depthsight can also be its own unique thing, similar to Dark Vision or True Sight, or even from older editions, Ultravision or Infravision. I wanted to create up something new, and now we have Depthsight. Bear in mind, this is just an idea, and some of what we are about to look at may be a bit overpowered or underpowered, so feel free to adjust this to make it work best at your table. Depthsight would allow the user to perceive the world with enhanced depth and spatial awareness. Depthsight, and this is more for 5e rules, but could easily be converted to 3rd edition, 3.5, or older editions should you want. If you have Depthsight, you have the ability to see in a three-dimensional way, as though objects and surroundings exist within a greater depths of space. The eyes, or lenses, would shimmer faintly with an iridescent red glow on one side and blue on the other, providing the following benefits. Enhanced depth perception gains advantage on all wisdom perception checks related to judging distances or spotting hidden objects or creatures in three-dimensional space, such as a creature hiding behind cover or a trap set on a higher or lower plane. Illusionary depth allows one to perceive illusions or hidden dimensions in a more tangible way. For example, hidden passages, secret doors, or concealed creatures may appear to pop out in the visual field as if they exist on a different plane or layer of reality. True Depthsight. Once per short rest, the wearer can activate True Depthsight to perceive the flow of energy or magic in the environment. For 1 minute, True Depthsight would highlight magical auras glowing faintly around the user's surroundings and gives an intuitive sense of nearby magical sources or disturbances, kind of like detecting a spell being cast or sensing the presence of magic in the area as if through a detect magic spell. I realized that some of Depthsight would act more as a spell as opposed to an innate ability like Dark Vision. So again, it's up to you as to how you'd like it to work best at your table. But all of this is to say, never stop creating. You never know where inspiration is going to come from. And for me, today, Depthvision came from a fun chat in my Discord combined with a TV show that came out 34 years ago. At the end of the day, Dungeons & Dragons is all about having fun and being creative. What kind of new vision would you come up with? What ability would it grant? Let me know down in the comments, and until next our paths cross, may you see the world as it really is.